This is Tim Roy live from the beautiful Ritz-Carlton, Oahu, Turtle Bay, talking with Warriors guard Buddy Hield.
Buddy, you're a native of the Bahamas. I imagine this kind of is right up your alley. Sun, surf, sand, and basketball.
Not too much surfing, but a little bit of sun, sand, basketball, and a lot of beach, though.
Yeah. Tell me about coming to the Golden State Warriors. We're thrilled to have you here. Why did you pick Golden State?
I just think that the playing style, reactive offense, passing, running, playing fast, obviously being around, watching them for years, helping them a championship caliber team around you, and just coming here just to learn and learn how to win and try to be a champion one day.
Stephen Curry and Draymond Green are two of the best winners that this league has seen in recent times. You know, what do you expect to learn from them, and what were your thoughts about joining those two?
You know, just like I said, learning from them, like how they go about their day on the basketball court, and pick their brain and how I can better myself as a basketball player, as a leader on and off the basketball court. And it's just like I said, sit back and observe and watch and to see how they learn how they win and try to use my superpower to help this team.
Your superpower, what would that be?
I guess spreading the floor and making shots.
So how did you learn how to shoot the ball the way you do?
I started off on a crate court. I built it my own. Just being bored in the yard. I couldn't leave the yard because my mom she's just too
protective.
Too protective. You know, she's very protective. You know, and I gotta figure out something to do, and just building my basketball court with a crate court on the lamp pole. I built it on there, and I just start getting the basketball, and I just draw my lines, and I just learn how to shoot. I couldn't shoot with the crate court because it's square, so I used to take the air of the ball so it'd be flat. So I just figured it out. But
so you actually pounded a crate onto a pole?
Yes, with a backboard. I did the backboard and everything. I just figured it out. Probably wasn't an exact measurement, but it was the right measurement because everybody in the neighborhood come to my court to play. It was fun.
Then you ended up going to high school in the States. How did that happen? Tell us a little bit about your journey from the Bahamas to the U.S.
It started off with me. I used to go to showcase every year in the Bahamas, where kids, like a bunch of college coaches come down, where there's junior college, D2s, NIAs, probably maybe one or two Division I coaches. But the high school thing just started, kids started going back to high school, because Bahamas, we end school very early. And I was like, man, I need to go to school in the States, man. That's my dream, to play basketball and over there and then get to the NBA. And I was like, man, being here is not the chance. And being on the islands, you just don't know for a bunch of running track. And right. And I used to run track at first. And I was like, man, this is the big event is the Olympics. And it only happened once a year, once every 4 years. And I was like, man, basketball is year round, and it's exciting. And I fell in love with the Florida team, with Joakim Noah and Al Horford. And I started watching Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson go back in the finals. And I was like, man, I want to be a part of this game. I want to the fun, the momentum, the 3-point shooting make ability. Back then I was short, so I said, man, I got to learn how to shoot. I couldn't. It was very. I had a growth foot very late. And I was like, man, I want to be a part of this game. The momentum, the hype, everything, when crowd go crazy making the three, how they throw things in the air. And I just want to be a part of this game. It was so exciting to be a part of, and I just keep working. I was not the best, but I just came to the gym, and the coach is like, man, I want you to come to my school. He didn't watch me play yet. He just liked my energy.
Right.
He just liked the energy around me, and he watched me play. He saw that I like to win. And he just like, man, I want you to come to school. And my mom was like, once my mom figured I was a Christian school, she was like, man, okay, because I had an opportunity the year before. My mom didn't let me go because it wasn't a Christian school. But then after that, this guy come around and was one of my last chances to go. She's like, okay, buddy, this is the school you need to go to.
Was there any kind of culture shock coming to the States as opposed to living in the islands?
Of course it was a culture shock. I come from the Bahamas straight to Wichita, Kansas. Of course, what you expect. I went there and I was like, man, many nights and many days, I was like, man, this is really what I wanted.
Yeah. Because
I miss the home, miss the island life, walking up and down the road, street. It's so easy to commute. You can catch a bus. In the States, you trying to go to the mall, somebody can take you to the mall because 35, 45 minutes. I was like, bro, I cannot do this. So. But then after that, especially the food, the American food was macaroni, cheese and hamburgers and hot dog. I was used to rice, steamed chicken, some plantain, some baked macaroni, like some ribs, some fried fish. Like I couldn't get that, so like man, I was like just like homesick a lot. But like after that, I just know that if I wanted something really bad, you have to sacrifice. And I keep telling myself like this is a great reward if you just in the end if you just sacrifice your time and you lock in. And then after that, once basketball happened, everything became like second nature to just get adapt to it, and it was fine.
When did you start getting recruited heavily for college?
That was another stressful thing too because like there's many days like a lot of coaches came to the gym, and I was like, man, like I was like, what they think about me? I asked my coach what they think about me. He's like, oh, they like you, and that was like the everyday answer. Oh, they like you. It was like the Clemsons, the Florida States, like the Kentuckys, like the Kansas. Like I was like, man, they just like me, and I was like, man, like I can't get an offer, like you know what I mean. On the school that offered me was like the Wichita States, like the mid majors, and like I'm a kid from the Bahamas. I'm thinking big picture, like you know, I need to go high major, and my going into my 12th grade, that summer I had a really good summer. I worked my butt off all summer to get to that point. I played a great summer basketball AAU. And I got recruited, and like the offers just stopped piling up. Like the Duke, I mean, like the Kansas, the Texas, the Oklahoma State, like
Right.
the whole of the Big 12, like Miami, like you know, like only place schools I didn't get offers from was I think the Blue Bloods in Florida. Like I really wanted to offer me because I wanted to go to Florida.
Well, you go to Oklahoma,
Yes,
and you have an outstanding college career. Two-time Big 12 Player of the Year, Naismith Award honoree, Wooden Award honoree. You help Oklahoma get to a Final Four, which they don't often do. And
right.
that has to make you pretty proud looking back at all that.
Yeah, it made me proud. I'm still mad we came up short. You know,
Yeah.
we played that Villanova team. Shucks. In Hawaii, we beat them like 30s, I think. And then they came out in the Final Four and smacked us. But, you know, it just, everything was like a learning curve, you know, for me. And it was fun. Nothing I would never trade in my life. To go to Oklahoma, I think it was the best decision I ever made in my life.
I want to go back before we get on to your NBA stuff. I have to ask you about your name. It's Shivano Rainier. Is there a story behind that?
Shivano Rainier. I think my daddy gave me that name.
Mhm.
Shivano Rainier Hield. All my dad's fault, not my mom. Shivano Rainier. But now that it's Rainier, like I give my daughter that name, Rainier.
Oh,
So now
nice.
she has that name. What we call her Rainy for short. So now, like that's
Cool. That's
That's
something
cool.
you share.
Yeah, something I share about her. So like that's fire. But like yeah, my dad got that for name. It is nothing to do with Buddy. They got the name Buddy from the show Married with Children from the character
Bud.
Bud Bundy. And the reason why they didn't call me Bud is because there was a drug dealer in the neighborhood named Bud,
Oh,
and then
okay.
so they add the Buddy to it. So it was a cool story behind it.
Good choice. Of the Buddy nicknames, which ones do you like? I prefer Buddy Buckets. I like that one.
I love Buddy Buckets. I get that call a lot. You know, my teammates call me that. I guess because later when when you remember me, they remember me from your college days and like where's Buddy Buckets and like that's where you're like. It was fun, you know. And like I still get called Buddy Buckets today when everybody see me. Buddy Buckets, you know.
So let's get to your pro career. You've been a very durable player. You've made more threes than anybody else, including Stephen Curry, over the last
Stop
5
it.
years. Yes, you have. And what I wanted to ask you is that you and Steph have something very much in common. Not only are you great shooters, but you both have an effortless form. How did you develop that to shoot from range with that kind of effortless form?
I watch a lot. I watch a lot of Steph Curry clips. I'm not gonna lie. Probably was if it's not Kobe Bryant, it's Steph Curry. It's just I watch a lot of clips because I just the way he moves. I mean, I remember the time went to Oklahoma. Clay hit me up and said, "Man, you want to come to the game?" And like I didn't really know Clay at that time, and Clay's Bahamian, dad's Bahamian, like, and I always know Clay dad was from the Bahamas. I know he was like, and I was like, man, it's like Oklahoma City's turning to playing tonight, and I was like, man, didn't really like force myself to go to the NBA game because I was so focused on like getting to the NBA, but
Right.
I never like thought about watching it. And when I got to watch Steph and Clay, I was like, man, like Steph was amazing. It's the same game when he made that three from like 40 feet out against
Oh, yeah.
Oklahoma City,
Yep.
and like I think that's one of my first NBA games. I think my second NBA game, my first NBA game, I get to watch and really understand what was going on. And I just when Clay invited me to it, and like Steph just went like crazy, and then from that day, like I was like, man, like he's everything he does is so effortless. His form, his shooting, and like I just start watching more tapes of him, and like I just start like trying to like resemble and model. Like I can never be like him because I'm nothing like him, but like his movement and movement on the ball, I try to study, like with the ghost screening and stuff like that, and that's why every day while I'm around him, I'm just trying to watch him and observe him, where I can just be hands on to just see what he does, where it can help me in my game, because what he does is so remarkable.
Before you got drafted by the Pelicans, coming out of the draft, and someone reminded me of this the other day, was that your draft comp, the guy they thought, whose game you most resemble coming out of college, was Del Curry.
Yeah. I seen it too.
That's pretty cool. That's, he could shoot, he could light up as well. One of the things you have in common too with Steph and with Klay Thompson, and of course now with Dallas, is that you guys are definitely work ethic shooters. And by that I mean after practices you're going to get up a whole bunch of shots, you're going to work on your form and moving without the ball, getting to a certain spot. How many shots do you take, and is it a matter of taking a certain amount or making a certain amount or just getting a feel?
It's just always a comfort of the feel. It's never like I don't even know how many shots I make or shoot a day. I remember back then, I'm thinking like, oh, you can get up 1,000 shots. Man, getting up 1,000 shots is like hard work. And I remember the time of doing that's like a lot of work. And like, it just like, you just tired on yourself. And it's like, I'm just shooting to get up shots. It's more like a feeling and like a feeling good thing. Like if I can get up like 500, 750, but I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know what number I can get up. But like, if I don't feel good, I'm just gonna keep on shooting. And if I can make 20, 25 in a row, and if it doesn't feel good, I'm gonna keep shooting. I want to shoot till I feel good. I can go. I can act my Trina. I can make 25 going left off the dribble, and if it doesn't feel good, I'm still shooting till I feel good. And I can miss 2 in a row, and it feels good. The misses feel good, but then I still miss. So like, there's something that I'm not doing right that not going in, but it still felt good. So I'm just trying to. It's a feeling, comfort, and it's a mental thing that you just at peace with your shot. And once you comes at peace with your shot. And sometimes you have a day when you go a game and you go in feeling hella good and you don't make nothing. And then after that, you just come back and you weather the storm and I try to figure it out. And that's like the mental approach you had to have when you're shooting. It's going to be good days. It's going to be bad days. But it all works out and it always comes down at the end of the story.
How difficult is it to take a shot, with range when you know that people know your game, right? And they're going to be coming after you. How difficult is that to do?
I mean, it's difficult because everybody knows you do best, and like it just brings a different challenge. And I think that's you can be mentally tough, mentally strong, and like we shoot the shots regularly about 500 times a day. It's just like the mental's just like trying to get it off, make 4 or 5 a night, and just to separate yourself from the whole league, and like it's just competitive edge that you gotta have. You gotta be tough minded, and that's what we like as shooters, and like just being mentally tough. And trying to find that lockless level to be at.
Now, you took the air out of the ball when you were shooting a crate, but before NBA games, and I've seen you do this, especially when you were playing in Sacramento, you have to touch the ball before the game starts.
You're another one that recognizes that.
What's up with that?
I hate when people take the ball away from me too. Like there's a lot of like refs that won't give me the ball. But it's just like the feel. Cause sometimes like I was being like from the Bahamas, I'm like. Even though it's a part of Northern California, but if I go to like the East Coast and like up here, sometimes it get cold and my arm gets so my fingers get cold and like I hate playing being cold.
Right.
And like my hand just get numb, so I gotta like rub the ball or like feel the ball because I can feel that traction. Because I don't feel the traction, like it just feels like off and like my hands just get cold and like that's why I do it. And like even when I was in Philly, Kyle Lowry always would take the ball away from me. I was like, bro, you can touch stuff, leave this ball alone. He's like, no, leave the ball alone. Some mess with the ball. I was like, bro, you don't know me. I have like a problem. This is like that's how I figured it out. And I just gotta touch the ball, man. I just gotta feel it.
Okay. Now, not this past summer, excuse me, the summer before, in 2023, you're playing for the Bahamas.
Right.
And you got Eric Gordon, you've got DeAndre Ayton, and I don't think the average fan realized what you guys accomplished. You went down and beat Argentina twice in 1 week. That is getting it done at the world stage. What was that experience like, being coached by Chris DeMarco, Warriors assistant coach, and just being able to accomplish that?
It was really fun. I'm not gonna lie. There's something like you said, nobody really understanding it, but like we would never see the point because we didn't get to our ultimate goal was Olympics. We're just a couple possessions away, 1 game away, or however you want to put it. just gotta keep working, man. Like we didn't complete the mission. Like doing that is great for Bahamas basketball, but that those guys are still not hungry because we feel like we still left food on the table in Spain. That we didn't get to finish, and hopefully the next 4 years we can like come to California and try to like redeem ourselves and be an Olympic.
Well, it's still great to qualify for Olympics. It's still great.
It's still great, but it's still not good enough. I think the guy, even talking about it, still boils my blood because, it's such a fun brand of basketball to play. Just going against your country, going other countries and get to represent your country with your Bahamian brothers. And, I don't think that Chris DeMarco being there, he was such a great addition for our whole Bahamian nation, because he helped grew the game of basketball with not just what known from Steve and everybody, but just like him taking that challenge on was just a blessing for us. And he helped push us up 20 years instead of push us back 20 years. I don't know if you know,
right?
Because without him, we'll be back 20 years. Because without him, he made it right. He put us the right coaching staff in places, the right film session in places, the right players, was in the right situation to help us be successful. And I don't think a lot of people know that how much that meant for us and the players, and because there's no team in the Bahamas history ever made it that far, and we just one win away. And I think that next couple of years come back around, we get a team together and we figure it out. I think it'll be something special.
Now, you've worn 24 throughout your career. You can't wear that with the Warriors because it's
I've seen that. I was going to go back to it too. I couldn't go back to it.
Why 24?
242 Bahamas area code.
Okay.
And I love Kobe Bryant.
No, okay, There you go. Is 7 a particular number for you that you're going to wear this year?
7 is because my mom has 7 kids.
Oh, great.
That's why I wear 7 in Indiana. My mom has 7 kids.
Wow.
And that's why I wear it. And I just represent me and my family.
That's a big family.
Yeah,
dinner time had to be fun.
Dinners are really good. My mom is a really good cook. That's why I said when I moved to Wichita, the food, I was spoiled because the food is amazing. Even she called me and said how I'm doing. She want me to come cook. I said no, I'm good. I try to figure it out.
Warrior PR man Raymond Ritter says Wichita is a great place for cuisine, but I don't believe him. So,
if you want to go somewhere, go to China Go. China Go is really good in Wichita, down in Bel Air.
Couple of questions about this year. Are you looking forward to working with Steve Kerr and learning what he knows about the game? And obviously, he's a great shooter just like yourself.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick his brain, see what he wants from me, and see how he can help us be effective on both ends. And just learn, man. I see what every coach is different. And I just see what I need to learn to what Steve needs me to do, so I can be when I get out there, whatever time I get, I can be the most effective player I can be, and that type of time I got when I go out there.
Well, we're here at Turtle Bay. You've just got through your first workout with the team. What do you see as the potential of the squad?
You just got to take everything day by day. I'm not the one that's just quick prediction. I feel like if we get off to a good start, there's all the Warrior Championship run teams, they got off to good starts, and then once they got off to good starts, they always being effective. And once you get Steph Curry in the team and Draymond Green and those guys, Andrew Wiggins and the guys around them, and a coach like Steve Kerr, going to the playoffs, they understand they know how to win, and just being around that type of championship caliber mindsets and people that been in the fire before, they know what it takes. So, just got to be there for them when they're making those decisions and having their back and just following in their lead.
Well, Buddy Hield, welcome to the Golden State Warriors.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.